Tonight on NewsWatch.
Don Iveson is elected mayor with over 60% of the vote.
I am humbled and I am thrilled to be your next mayor.
And after waiting for years, some people received their Canadian citizenship.
We are very happy now to become Canadians, and this is our home.
Residents from Gainford, Alberta can finally return home after being evacuated from a CN train derailment.
Well, I'm not going to downplay what happened. We had a derailment.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. It's a fresh start with some fresh new faces on City Council. Voters overwhelmingly welcomed a new mayor who is young, vibrant, and has big plans for the city's future. Brianne Sakowicz joins us in the live news center with more.
He's the youngest mayor in Edmonton's history, and with a platform based on innovation and future-forward thinking, Don Iveson may leave a mark on a new era for Edmonton.
Let's build it!
Mayor-elect Don Iveson received over 62% of the vote in a landslide victory on Monday. As a born and raised Edmontonian, he feels like he connected with the voters.
You have to stay humble. That's the character of Edmontonians, and we wanted to reflect that in this campaign. So we worked hard, but we took nothing for granted.
This political scientist believes that Mayor Iveson hit on the right issues at the right time.
He appealed to younger voters, he appealed to voters in the middle, he appealed to voters who are concerned about sprawl, who are concerned about environmental issues, and that will give him some support when he tries to bring forward policies.
Key things on the mayor's agenda are to give immediate attention to road improvements and a renewed look at ways to partner with the province for shared funding. With the election now over, the City of Edmonton is ready to move forward with a fresh and new innovative council. Ward 2 is the only ward now with a female councillor, Bev Esslinger, who is ready to move the direction in the city that the people want.
I think it really talks about people wanting to move the city forward, and they bought into his vision, and they're really excited about what he had offered, and so I think people are just really wanting to indicate that's the way they want to go.
The City of Edmonton will be introducing their new team, including the 6 new council members and their new mayor, next week at the swear-in.
With the new council, is there any word on deals that were made by the old council, I guess such as the city center airport and the downtown arena?
Well, Bev Esslinger has said that both plans are supposed to go through as planned, since it will cost around $8 million to cancel the airport deal, and the arena is scheduled for another meeting in February.
Since being elected mayor, has Don started to get to work yet?
Yes, he has. He met with former Mayor Stephen Mandel on Tuesday and attended the launch for the River City cleanup on Wednesday.
Thank you, Brianne. That's Brianne Sakowicz reporting from our news center.
You're watching NewsWatch.
Many of our city's homeless are looking for a new shelter to get a hot meal after a fire tore through a downtown soup kitchen. The House of Refuge was destroyed in a blaze last Saturday, and now the owners are hoping to rebuild. Kyle Lanchuka has the story.
As you can see, the soup kitchen behind me has been burned to the ground, leaving nothing but charred rubble. This means that the inner city homeless within Edmonton are going to have to find a new place in order to get their daily meal. To many, the House of Refuge mission was not merely a soup kitchen, but a home that welcomed over 200 people a day and never turned away from those in need. Owner Tim Choi hopes repairs will be possible.
Right now, we realize money means a lot to us too, sometimes to help to rebuild and get us back on its feet and to serve the people again. You know, it's very important.
Fire investigators say the blaze that tore through the building last Saturday likely originated from an electrical source. Hope Mission has also worked towards helping the homeless downtown and feels the loss of even one soup kitchen like the House of Refuge hinders the efforts to help those who need it most. Soup kitchens like the House of Refuge have become the driving force that give the homeless a place where they can get a meal, clothes, and warm blankets.
Because so many places close their doors to the homeless community. The more open doors and the more environments where they feel accepted and a sense of belonging and dignified, the better.
The House of Refuge is currently accepting donations, which the owner says will go towards reconstruction. For more information, go online to refugemission.com. This is Kyle and Chu.
Thanks, Kyle. That was Kyle Lanchuka reporting from the House of Refuge.
Since March, jewelry theft has been on the rise in Edmonton. Edmonton police are investigating after reports of stolen jewelry. Suspects are often switching the jewelry without the person knowing. The targets are usually elderly individuals who are
Police
alone.
had received approximately 90 complaints regarding distraction-style thefts.
Some victims have resisted. The suspects are usually assaulted and robbed. Cases have been reported in all parts of the city, including West Edmonton Mall, Millwoods, and a few residential areas. Police are encouraging victims to come forward with a full description of the suspects if approached.
The Summerside neighborhood woke up to a shocking display outside their home this week. The small park on 69th Street and 21st Avenue is a place where most children in the neighborhood go to play after school. The park had recently been open to the public when a young man and his friends decided to take a joyride throughout the summer.
Kids have been really waiting for this park to open up because they don't really like going to parks with sand, and this is finally a nice park for them to play, and it's kind of upsetting that someone was vandalizing a place that's supposed to be safe.
It will cost about $100,000 to fix the damages done to the park. Police have charged a 24-year-old with 2 counts of mischief, taking a vehicle without consent.
More than 100 people of Gainford, Alberta were able to return to their homes Tuesday afternoon after a train derailment. 13 cars carrying oil and liquefied petroleum gas went off the rails near the tiny hamlet early Saturday morning. During a news conference held Monday, residents were left wondering why and how the derailment happened and when they would be able to return safely back to their homes.
And our priority is getting these residents home safely and getting the propane safely removed from these tankers.
This is the 3rd serious derailment in the span of a month, and although the cause of the derailment remains unknown, 3 investigators from the Transportation Safety Board are expected to complete their investigation soon.
The University of Alberta is encouraging people to do more than just recycle. U of A students line up to kick off the 6th annual Sustainability Week. The week is designed to educate the public on environmental, social, and economic sustainability.
Each year, more and more people come out for the events, the tours, and the do-it-yourself workshops. Lots of things on offer for everyone.
Some students pedaled stationary bikes to provide the electricity needed for the event, while others fueled up on the food that was provided throughout the day. The week is filled with interesting activities such as tours through art galleries, Edmonton Waste Management, and photo booths for the students.
A province-wide campaign aims to shed light on the recent budget cuts to post-secondary education. The Confederation of Alberta Faculty Associations launches Alberta University's Support Everything ad campaign, which features an image of a building block tower displaying the key concerns of Albertans: healthcare, transportation, oil and gas, environment, all of which are dependent.
We're seeing some very serious negative consequences of that budget, and the campaign is to try to inform people.
By visiting their website, notonemore.ca, you can contact your MLA directly and express your opinion and encourage reinvestment in the next budget.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is recalling more meat from the tainted plant in Ontario that led to two earlier recalls over possible E. coli contamination. NATE's retail cutting program spends many classroom hours working on meat safety and preparation. Despite no reported illnesses associated with the tainted Ontario beef, it is important to know where you're getting your meat from and certain safety precautions and cleaning measures to be used when handling raw meat.
And E. coli is found in all areas. So is there one particular thing to blame? Well, anything that we trace is due to the human element. So it's always human error.
E. coli comes from handling raw meat keeping others' meats clean throughout with soap, water, and handling raw meat after strongly encouraged.
The Legislative Assembly honored men and women this Tuesday during the first Poppy presentation. Alberta's Lieutenant Governor, Donald Ethel, was presented the first Poppy of the season, which signals the upcoming campaign by the Royal Canadian Legion.
The poppy represents everything our heroes sacrificed defending
The funds from the poppy provide financial assistance to ex-service Canadian personnel.
74 new Canadians were welcomed into the country this week. The week of October 21st is deemed Citizenship Week. The purpose of this week is to raise awareness of values of citizenship. It is the time to reflect on what it means to be a Canadian. For some, this was the moment they had been waiting for years.
We landed here in Canada in 2008, so it's more than 10 years. The whole process. But we are very happy now to become Canadians, and this is our home.
Many from 22 different countries have overcome the climate changes and language barriers to be Canadian. It's been a long process of tests, interviews, and applications, but many are happy they're finally Canadian. Coming up after the break, we find out how easy it is to stay healthy this winter.
See how Alberta Health Services looks to lower the number of walk-in influenza cases this season.
You can spread the flu if you catch it, whereas if you have a flu shot, you have the immunity.
Coming up in sports, I get swimming burlesque style. I have all that and more coming up in sports.
Coming up on weather, I'm going to tell you if it's finally time to bring out your snowshoes. Next on Nate NewsWatch.
It's looking really great outside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a really nice week actually for weather. So we'll go to D'Artagnan and see what we have for the rest of the week.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out today, so I'd recommend going out enjoying this before it possibly snows this weekend.
Okay.
You know. So let's start off tomorrow's forecast with Calgary. Calgary is going to have a low of 1 tomorrow and a high of 3. They're looking at possible showers or flurries. In Jasper, it's going to be a more consistent day with a low of 0 and a high of 1. Possible rain or snow as Jasper dances around 0. In Fort McMurray, there's going to be a 41% chance of snow, with their high being -4 and a low of -5. Tomorrow in Edmonton, we have a low of 0 and a high of 1, which is the average for this time of year. Snow is a possibility, so make sure you bundle up tomorrow. That's your look at weather for Sunday, October 27th.
Weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
Yeah, so there is a possibility tomorrow that we're going to have some snow, so make sure you guys bring out your gloves and toques.
For sure, we'll definitely do that. I hope it's still decent for Halloween and we can all kind of get out and have some fun.
That's all we can hope for.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks, D'Artagnan. That's D'Artagnan Johnson with weather.
As the mercury drops and the winter fast approaches, cold and flu seasons are in full swing.
With an easy and cost-effective way to avoid the flu this season, our reporter Kelsey Lidnick has more.
Flu shot clinics opened to the general public on Monday across the city. However, for many college and university students, getting the flu shot was not at the top of their agendas.
I think that most people think that they're young and healthy and that they don't need the flu vaccine, but they are around a lot of people that may be more compromised.
These people being younger siblings or grandparents. But University of Alberta medicine student Conrad Moher agrees with Husing and was immunized earlier this week.
My younger brother is handicapped, so he's immunocompromised. So usually everyone in our house will get the flu shot, just kind of for his sake, because that way we're immune to it. We won't catch the flu and bring it home where he can catch it.
Conrad and his classmates feel that it is important that people know how crucial it is that everyone is immunized annually against the flu.
We're all become advocates for the flu shot because it's so important to public health, because you can spread the flu if you catch it, whereas if you have a flu shot, you have the immunity. So in a way it becomes important because now we feel a responsibility to tell people about it and to make sure that people get it.
So doctors advise that your best defense against the flu this season is to get immunized and help curb the spread of the virus.
The more people that we can get vaccinated, the less flu we have going around.
And if it's a fear of needles that is holding you back from getting your annual flu vaccination, there is an alternative nasal spray that's available to individuals aged 18 and under. Visit your local pharmacy for more details on when a clinic is happening nearest to you. Kelsey Lidnick, Nate NewsWatch.
So I guess the ACAC soccer championships seem to be taking over, Nate.
Yeah, the top 3 teams from the north and top 3 from the south are here battling it out at Nate this weekend.
And the Ooks men's hockey team took on their rivals.
Yes, they did. As they say in sports, it's harder to stay on top rather than claw up from the bottom in the standings. For the NAIT men's hockey team, it's about getting to the top, but a bitter rival stands in their path. The Ooks and St. Trojans faced off to try to claim the top spot in men's hockey standings. Early in the first period, the Ooks give up a shorthand goal to the Trojans. State keeps the lead going into the second and extend their goal to another lead. The Ooks hit their stride halfway into the second, starting with a goal from Paluzzo. Borelli and Lazowski each respond with goals for the Ooks, turning the game around and giving them a 3-2 lead going into the third. The Trojans fire back with 2 goals, putting them back in the lead. NAIT pulls their goalie to add to the power play advantage in the last minute of play, but they fall just short of tying it up. The Ooks fall to the Trojans 4-3.
You know, we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. State's always been a measuring stick for our program, and you know, they played very well. They're very opportunistic and capitalize on their chances, so we have to minimize those chances. So I'm looking forward to the challenge tomorrow.
The Ooks played State again last Saturday, which saw the Ooks come back from Friday's loss with a 3-2 win over the Trojans. The Ooks currently sit 1 point behind the Trojans in the ACAC standings. This weekend, the NAIT Ooks men's soccer team is playing host to this year's ACAC Soccer Championships. The top 3 teams from the north and top 3 teams from the south are in town to determine who will be Alberta's top college team, and the NAIT Ooks have their sights set on a trip to nationals. They'll be playing their local rivals, the McEwen Griffins and Concordia Thunder, and their rivals from the south, the Red Deer Kings.
They've got an exceptional coach down there in Steve Fullerton. He's really progressed them from last year to this year. We played them in the semi-finals last year, and we defeated them there, so they'll be out for some blood and some revenge.
The top 2 teams from the ACAC Championships will advance to represent Alberta at the CCAA National Championships next month in St. John, New Brunswick.
A trip to nationals would be a nice little trophy in our case there.
The ACAC men's soccer gold and bronze games start tomorrow at noon here at NAIT. It might be a cold one, so bring your woolies. With November just around the corner, squash season is in full swing across the province. Unlike many sports, squash can be played year-round and is a perfect sport if you're not the cold weather type. The month of November is filled with tournaments and caters to all ages and skill sets.
Like your cardio that you get in squash is phenomenal, but it's actually really good for your footwork.
Squash is a great stepping stone for those who want to get into or improve on other racket sports. Not only does it improve your overall fitness, but it also improves hand-eye coordination.
I do love squash because I can only play tennis for like 4 months of the year, and so squash is perfect because you can play it completely year-round.
To see squash in full swing, check out the McEwen Open Squash Tournament this weekend. It goes on until tomorrow at Grant McEwen University. If you've ever played the Is It a Sport game, you know there are many different views on what qualifies as a sport. This week in our Endzone challenge, I tried something that is high intensity, uses core training, and is fun to watch. But is it a sport? Let's take a look at Burlesque Boom. Going into Burlesque Boom, I knew one thing, that it was fun. And while it was fun, it's also an intense cardio workout.
It's just side crunches over and over and over.
Burlesque Boom is a dance-based fitness class that combines burlesque dance choreography with cardio interval training.
So this workout is aimed for women of all shapes and sizes to just come, have fun, and honestly just forget you're working out. The fitness class was developed at Dance Code Studios here in Edmonton. It has since grown to develop different intensity levels. Burlesque Boom encourages everyone to push themselves, but to a level that's comfortable for them. I decided to push myself as far as I could, and I felt it. Sweaty? My thighs hurt. It all hurts. The number of repetitions on each move made it difficult. Squat.
Most of the workout is choreographed, and it does take a few tries to pick it up.
But all throughout my class, I found myself laughing, singing along, and having so much fun that there were moments I forgot I was working out.
I just think that this is just such a great way for women to just come, feel empowered, get a little bit silly, and have a safe place to do that and get fit at the same time.
6, 7, and go!
If you're looking for something to challenge your cardio and make you feel great, Burlesque Boom is a great option. And there's a good chance you'll be sore the next day.
So, how sore were you the next day?
Not only the next day, but I was sore for 4 more days after that.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe how much muscle it takes to do all those movements.
It was incredible, and it was only a 1-hour class.
Wow, amazing.
But I highly suggest it to anyone who wants to have a little fun, but still get a really intense workout.
Sounds good.
Coming up after the break, we visit Canada Blood Services.
And find out that donating is a simple task over 200 Edmontonians do daily.
In Alberta, we need to recruit 1,200 new donors a month just to keep up with anticipated hospital need.
Hi, I'm Lauren Fink. Coming up in entertainment, we take a look at Halloween makeup and at Edmonton's scariest attractions.
Haircut and color provided by Ivory Noir, Edmonton's first color correction salon.
Approximately every minute of every day, someone in Canada needs blood.
So this week, I gave up my veins for a chance to save a life. Anastasia wasn't able to donate because of our trip to Asia this summer. Even though I was hesitant, once I found out that only 4% of eligible blood donors actually donate, I couldn't give up on this opportunity.
It's very easy to do. It only takes roughly an hour of your time, and that's not actually donating on the chair for an hour. That's right from the registration part, starting out, to where a person goes through our process, and then they're finished at the cookie and juice area.
After the hour was over, I couldn't believe how easy it was, and I'll be back in 56 days to donate again. So if you want to book an appointment, call 1-888-2-DONATE.
Every boo and ghoul's favorite holiday is just under a week away.
Lauren Fink has all the things Halloween, from costumes to events coming up in entertainment.
This weekend, Fort Edmonton Park is not only home to history, but to a plethora of paranormal creatures.
It is my duty to welcome you to Halloween Town.
Spooktacular, the park's annual 2-day Halloween event, got underway last night and is sure to bring a fun and frightening experience to those in attendance, including some new changes.
A big thing that we heard from the public was that they wanted to have more family-friendly opportunities, so things to do with the kids, to do together as a family, whether they be scary or fun.
Some of the additions include bouncy castles and fortune tellers, as well as the classics like trick-or-treating and interactive buildings like haunted houses.
This is Dr. Hatcherson, and this is my laboratory!
If you didn't get a chance to head out last night, grab your costume and check it out tonight before it closes at 10 p.m. One of the most exciting yet challenging parts of Halloween is picking out the perfect costume. Here's a look at what's hot for Halloween this year at Edmonton costume store, The Theatre Garage. One of the most popular costumes due to this year is the Fox from Ylvis's viral smash, What Does the Fox Say? Another popular new costume is Bryan Cranston's Breaking Bad character, Heisenberg, as well as classics like the infamous Dumb and Dumber powder blue and bright orange suits, and the ever so popular zombie. No matter what the costume, Tessa Stamp explains what kind of Halloween she thinks everyone should have.
The 1980s Halloween that we all had that was so awesome when our moms made our costumes. That's what we'd love to get back to.
When in doubt, try something unique. That's always Halloween's hottest costume. With costumes comes makeup, and in this crash course, I got roughed up. For a bruise, apply white makeup to show swelling. Using a Rip makeup sponge, apply a mixture of red and blue creams, but don't blend. Then apply different shadows like yellow, pink, blue, and black. For a cut, apply latex eyelash glue and lay ripped cotton on top. After it's dry, add colored makeup and lift the glue for a freaky scab.
Start slow. Make sure you're doing the basics first. Everybody seems to want to jump to the final outcome. They want to do all the detail work first. But if the background doesn't look perfect, then what you're doing is just it won't show through and read through as well.
Apply powder to your makeup to ensure it stays all night long. Edmonton's Corn Maze may be closed for this season, but their Halloween event, Farm of Fear, is open for those looking for a good scare. Here's a look at the sights and sounds of the event.
The event, appropriate for those 12 and older, runs tonight from 7 to 10, as well as nightly from Tuesday to Friday. If you're looking for a Halloween horror flick to see this weekend, head to the theater for the thriller Carrie. Please keep in mind this film is for older Halloween haunters with a 14A rating.
The other kids, they think I'm weird. I don't want to be. I want to be normal.
Carrie is a reimagination of the 1970s classic horror film based on the Stephen King novel. Carrie follows the life of Carrie White, a shy girl played by Chloe Grace Moritz, who is outcasted by her classmates and sheltered by her deeply religious mother.
Go to your closet and pray. No.
No! Played by Academy Award winner Julianne Moore.
You don't have a date already, maybe you want to go with me?
Carrie unleashes telekinetic terror on her small town after being pushed too far at her senior prom.
If I concentrate hard enough, I can make things move.
By the end of this thriller, you'll know her name. We all know ghosts haunt houses and graveyards, but in this week's viral video, one ghoul finds a new place to spook. Ghost in an Elevator is a prank a Brazilian television station played where a little girl dressed as a phantom hides in a compartment of an elevator and shocks already frightened patrons. The video, which has garnered over 75 million views since its upload just under a year ago, has viewers and elevator riders alike screaming. The prank even had grown men at its mercy. I personally can't wait for Halloween this year, and especially since it's on a weekday, there's 2 weekends to celebrate, so it's perfect. But that's all for entertainment this week, and we'd love to see what you do for the spooky holiday. Tweet your pictures to @NateNewsWatch and have a fantastic Halloween.
So what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
You know, I haven't quite decided yet. I think I'm just going to get a regular dress with some wings.
Awesome. Make sure to check out natenewswatch.ca.